The fuck? All right, welcome to Addressing It with a Mailman. I am your host, JP Cower. We've got a couple special guests tonight on the show, and we're going to get into a lot of topics. But I would like to vent for a second because today, when I had to do some errands, and I looked over, and there was a car, and they're wearing their masks inside the car. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on. Why are you wearing your masks inside the car? What is going on? It's so crazy. Everything about this whole 2020 has been fucked up. You know, it's like, what the fuck 2020? What the hell? What can we do? I mean, I'm wearing this mask all day long while I'm out there working, and I'm sitting there about halfway through the day. I'm like smelling my own breath. And listen, let me take a moment to apologize to any woman I've ever kissed before right now. Okay. After smelling my breath. And that's probably why which explains my current situation. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to bring up my other guests here. We've got Stand Up Jesus here. How you doing tonight, sir?
You know me, man. I'm feeling good.
All right. And then I've got a couple special guests tonight that I brought in, and I've got Michelle Castro and Albie Dominguez. And let me tell you about Michelle. Michelle, she's a host. She's a stand-up comedian. And she does skits. She does improv with Just the Funny Improv. She's worked with Funny in Pink, and she also does gourmet cake pops. Hey, I might hit you up later. And, and then we've got her her thing over here on the side. We got Albie Dominguez. How you doing, my brother? He's also a comedian, a host, a show producer. He runs a show at Vacilet. And he also does improv at Just the Funny with his group, Scene Pina Improv, right? Did I say it right? Or did the gringo mess it up?
Yeah, a little, but you're good.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You guys doing okay?
We're doing, yeah.
Okay. So, well, I want to listen. You guys are a couple in quarantine. Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me the truth. How are things?
It's good on that end, like in my opinion. Like it's just been quarantine sucks, but this is chill.
There's no drama over here. I've tried to start fights, but he shuts them down.
Really? He does? Okay. So
worth it.
What's that, Albie?
Nothing, dude.
Nothing.
Let's keep on.
Keep going, because you don't want to talk too much more, right? Then you'll be in trouble, right? Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Vincent? I know you got your other half there. How's quarantine as a couple been for you? It's been good?
Yeah, you know, I've been on mostly quarantine for a long time. You know, she's got a kid. That's what happens. The kid is like a 18-year quarantine that you have. You gotta, you know,
right,
to do shit. So
right,
can't.
Right. Okay. Albie, Michelle, has there been? All right, Michelle, have you discovered something new about Albie that kind of might I don't know, that you didn't know before that you wanted to disclose?
I don't think it's something new. I think it's something that I realized that we're complete opposites on. So, the kitchen. We're going to talk about it. The dish. I am the person that will wash dishes and will put them on the clean side. And I'll kind of stack them up a little bit if there's some space. And Albie, it irks him
Okay. I spent many years being the dirty roommate and being just shat on by all my roommates because I left everything a mess. So I've evolved into this person, and I don't want to slide back into my ways. So whenever I see that dirty kitchen, it's just what a kitchen? Yeah, I don't know. I like cooking. It's a safe place for me. You know what I mean?
Right. You should clean up as you go, right, Albie?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I've worked, I haven't worked in kitchens, but I've worked in restaurants, and that's you clean up as you go. It helps you cook. It helps you do everything. If you let one thing go, then everything stacks up. And I'm not like that in any other way in my life, but I like my kitchen clean.
Okay. That's fine. That's honest, right, Michelle?
100%. I have my things that I'm.
Oh, that's
how
fine.
much cooking are you doing now? You know.
I cook all. Yeah, I cook all the time.
He does. He does.
Because there's something to be said. I don't know. He just said he worked at a restaurant. When you're a cook at a restaurant, you spend 0 hours washing dishes because you're doing so much cooking that you wash the dishes. Like normally, when one person does the cooking, whoever the other person is, if they eat that food, then that person cleans up the food because it's like one hand washes the other. I cook, you clean. That's a good method of making it happen.
Okay. Michelle, you don't have to agree with that. You okay? No one's putting you on spot. You're the only. Okay.
I am.
All
I'm
right.
putting you on the spot.
Easy.
I'm Dr. Phil in the situation. I'm in hooking you up with a hot meal. Get his dishes done once in a while, and it's a fair trade. That's nice. It's a good thing. That's a nice, loving relationship right there. You know.
But it's like you wash the dishes, but you don't pick up the dry ones when they're dry. That's like if I made you a sandwich and there was only one piece of bread on the bottom. It's like
now we're talking.
We're
talking about clean, dry dishes.
I don't think so.
It's just like, what's the point of doing dishes if you're just gonna leave a dry stack for weeks on end?
But they're clean. You can grab the mug in the morning when you make coffee again.
What about the person who has to grab the spoon that's all the way on the bottom of like the stack of plates?
I agree. There comes a point where it's like, hey.
I feel like that's an organization issue right there, number one. And I'm also slightly in favor of the clean dishes are easily accessible inside that thing. I've had this argument in my own life with this. I use the same pan every morning to make eggs, right? And I had this argument with my grandma one time, and I just cook the eggs, and then I take a paper towel, and I wipe the pan out, and I put it back on top of the stove. And
that's good.
There, okay. Right? And then it's like you have to wash the pan. And I'm like, why? I used it, I wiped it out, and it's good for tomorrow, and it's supposed to be clean. But it's like, no, you cook things so that they get clean, and I'm going to get that hot enough to be clean tomorrow. Like, it's clean enough, that it could just stay there and be used. As long as you don't, like, burn something on it, you just wipe it out, and it's good. You know what I mean?
Because you're not supposed to clean nonstick pans all the time.
Yeah.
Water, take a pepper. That's absolutely right. But then freaking
sometimes there's an there's an exception to rules where you could leave some shit out. Like the teapot's almost always on the stove because I use it a couple times a day.
Listen, I do want to say this. I just saw a Facebook comment, and I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, Albie, Shady just said that he's on your side no matter what. He loves Michelle, but well, boy, Shady, shout out to him. All right. Yeah. So, all right, now it's your turn, Albie. Did you learn something about Michelle that you didn't know that you care to discuss? The tides have turned. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Let's be real misogynist. I've learned, so it's me, her sister, and her mom in the house, right? And
poor Albie.
And I've been living here for like the past 2 months, and they've been nice enough to take me in. And there's not a lot of drama. Everyone pretty much respects each other's space, but I've learned that they can't go a couple days without like having like a weird argument that's like half laughing and half serious, like about some shit. They're like, hey, you left like the cereal like it was empty, but you didn't throw it out, like shit like that. And it just starts to get really tense to the point where they're gonna start like really like getting at each other's throats. And it's just like, I'm there like, oof, you know, I don't know if I should like play around and like pretend I'm siding with her sister. Like, yeah, babe, we should do that. And then she thinks I'm being serious and like, why are you taking my side? So yeah, man, I just don't want to get in the middle of their little
Smart.
family woman arguments. Women, right? Fuck women, right?
No. Hey, that's a smart move to stay out of it, Albie. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a smart
But
move.
you know, bitches be crazy, man. Right?
Yeah.
Also, take notes. Just take notes. You never know when you might have to be political and point the finger in the other direction.
He's got his notes out. He's like,
In this
you'd be holding that notebook all day, wouldn't you?
Right? Next time she comes at you, be like, yo, didn't your sister leave the cereal open? You know what I mean? And then it's
Oh, the dang cereal. Oh, okay.
deflect that shit. Just deflect it right on down.
Well, you guys look happy. You're laughing. That's good that you guys can talk about. I don't know. Maybe Michelle's gonna kick your ass after this interview. But I appreciate your honesty in answering these questions. Now, I would like to talk about some topics that I feel like with everything that's going on. Okay, you guys ready?
All right. Hell yeah. Vaccines aren't real.
All right. Yeah, I know. Hey, so the first one is, okay, Miami. Hey, did you see that in Miami Springs, the old folks home has over 116 COVID cases right now? It went from like 0 to 100 in 2 days. Did you guys see that? Now, my next question, do you think we should be coming out of quarantine yet?
Well, as a doctor, with years of medical experience and knowing exactly what the fuck I talk, no, man, I don't know. I don't have any idea. Like
right,
it's like,
Everybody should stay home. No one go out.
Right. I know. I find myself. I mean, I'm out there working already, so I'm like, you know, I'm missing people out there, but I'm working. I'm doing, you know, I'm delivering packages, whatnot to people, you know, or I'm delivering their bills that they can't pay right now because they're not working, which kind of stinks. But I mean, I think we need to do a little overkill on it. I kind of like quarantine. I mean, look at what I started here. You know, I've been pretty active on the scene, even though I've been at home and still working. I'm trying to like still bring, you know, entertainment to people. We can do that. You guys were doing something that Just the Funny. Didn't you guys do something recently with Just the Funny? You haven't participated with? I thought maybe you were.
Oh, seriously? You have not participated.
Well, I have something in mind for you. I'll talk to you about after the show. I think.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all right. It's hard to maintain everything. Okay, so you think we should stay in quarantine? Just go ahead and kind of overkill this thing to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry, correct?
My gut says yes because, but it's like smart people telling us that we should stay in quarantine forever, and then there's some smart people on the other side. They're like, no, it's gonna kill the economy, whatever, blah blah blah. And I hear a lot more stupid people following those smart people that saying it's going to kill the economy, we should stop it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's smart people with that opinion, but I also see a lot of dumb people like the fucking protesters who went out and got COVID. So it's like, I get that perspective, but my gut tells me to side with Fauci and all these people that say it's fucking bad. We got to hunker down. Like, I don't know. I know I'm young as fuck, but I'm scared. I stopped doing deliveries because of this.
Right. The smart people that are saying this are usually the business owners that are losing out a lot. And they can sit home and stay in quarantine while you guys work. How do you feel about that? Vincent's twitching. He's about to go off, I think.
Well, hey, man, Bernie all the way. But rest in peace. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm a lefty. Fuck the rich. You know, let's stay home forever. Let's never work again. Universal basic income. Like, I'm all about that.
Okay. All right. Albie, you wait. You're a lefty?
No, I'm I'm right-handed. I'm like
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
Oh.
I know what you meant.
All right.
Don't find too
really
many. Aren't you, Albie? Aren't you, Albie? You're Cuban, right? Or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Usually, a lot of Cubans are more on the right side, right?
Yes, because of JFK and that whole mess, and because communism is technically on the left of the
Right.
spectrum, it doesn't benefit Cubans to be on the right. I mean, just if you think about the parties from like benefiting point of view, like most Cubans are lower income and shit. Like even though we're one of the most successful like Hispanic minorities, I don't know. A lot of Cubans vote against their own interest, and I guess it's biased because I'm a leftist. But yeah, most Cubans are Republican classically. Yeah.
Right. I didn't want to label anybody, but I mean, really,
No, you're right.
I mean, that's what I know, because I got two brothers that are Cuban, so I have half Cuban brothers. So y'all didn't know that, did you? Okay, so Michelle, what do you think? I'll get to you, Vince. Don't worry, he's over there. Twitch.
Wait. Just before, I don't, at this point, I don't know if Vince is like a 5G conspiracy guy that the corona isn't real, or if he's like a full-on Bernie bro, Trump is stupid guy.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Don't worry, Michelle.
I just I want to get a T-shirt made that says "Stay home." That's it. That's all I have to say.
Hashtag stay home.
Hashtag stay home for real. Like,
I are you making cake pops? Are you still making those right now?
For the weekend, yes, for Mother's Day. I just made them for the first time this last weekend, and
nice.
It was enjoying the family. Yeah, so I'm gonna make some for Mother's Day.
I think you brought them to the show one time. I didn't eat one, but I saw them. They were cute. They were nice.
Thanks.
Okay, Vincent, talk to me. What do you
5G.
think?
Definitely not 5G, and definitely like it's a very hard thing to say like stay home, and I mean like it's hard to be like, well, what do you do if you stay home? There's so many people in the world and in the country that can't just stay home. There's not even just poor people, but people like that are leveraged, people that are making a certain amount of money every month, but they have so many payments that they make every month that if that money stops coming in at the same rate that it was coming in at, they're going to default on those payments. And when they default on those payments, the other people on the other end were expecting those payments. So it's not just rich people that get hurt. It's just like a whole line of people. If you don't, like, my landlord is not a rich guy. He's kind of like a regular guy who happened to own two houses. You know what I mean? And neither of them are that nice. And if I stop paying him, he probably won't pay his mortgage on one or the other house because he's not in a position to do so, So you can't just stop things, But there are a lot of people that are working from home, that are producing from home. And if you can do that, and not even just in coronavirus, like we should be pushing for that in general. Like so many people kept their jobs and worked from home and were complaining about like, oh shit, I have to be around my children all day. Well, like good for you. That's what you were supposed to do, is hang around your children all day. That's what people did before we had like you would be with when you had a child. It was with you all the time. You never see a monkey go like drop a baby monkey off somewhere and then leave for the day. It's like a fucking responsibility. You have to take care of it. And all these people are like, oh shit, now I have both of my responsibilities at one time. How much it sucks. But it was better for them in the long run. You see, people are happier. They produce more. You can get your whole work done by 3:00 if the idea is that you don't have to stay until 5 anyway. If you're working 9 to 5, no matter how much work you get done, why would you work harder? If you're at home, you finish your work by 3 and go fishing for 2 hours and then come back and make dinner. That's incentive to get your shit done faster. So, and the same work for the kids that are homeschooled. So it's like certain things are good, but at the same time, people need to get out there. You need to spend money. You need to make money. You know what I mean? You can't just get money for free. That's an imaginary thing, especially when the money's fake to be doing.
Vincent, when he said the 5G thing, all I can think of, there are countries that have the COVID, Corona, whatever you want to call it, that don't have 5G. So explain your 5G theory there. So that's out the window.
You're one of those
Yeah.
Bill Burr people that have already
Right.
been chosen for the you
Okay.
should get COVID-19,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
And a
okay.
free 5G telephone.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next one. Okay. All right. The murder hornets. What is your do you guys have any idea about this, Albie? Have you seen this news story?
I didn't. I saw the headline and that was it. I'm just like, nope, I'm not gonna go into this.
You like people are picking up like looking there on their phone at the news and then it's like another like crazy thing and you're like, nope, I'm not dealing with it. Nope.
Saw an article and she was like, they don't want us to leave our homes. They want us to stay inside.
Dude, her
Can,
mom.
can you imagine while we were celebrating New Year's Eve, right? And it's like 2020, right? If we actually knew what was gonna happen, we'd be like, nope, no
Wait,
celebration.
can somebody tell me what a murder hornet is right now? I know I saw a picture of somebody's hand with like 4 hornets on it and said murder hornets are no joke. And I just thought like, oh wow, those are some big hornets. And then like by, is this a real thing? What's going on?
Yeah, they're in the Pacific Northwest right now, but the murder hornets are they're just they're an Asian giant hornet.
Whoa.
Yes. They've now entered the U.S. They need to be decimated. Okay, they're gonna kill the honeybee population if we don't contain them. Right now, most of the time when they come about, they're usually contained. So I think we're gonna be okay. But I don't know about the sting. I mean, I kind of did like Albie. Nope, I don't want to hear about that. Aliens? Nope, don't want to hear about that.
Oh, what the aliens?
What aliens?
Speaking of that, the aliens. You know, that was like a little blurb. Okay, I talked about this, I believe, last week when I said, talking about the aliens, how they just put a little blurb about it. Now it makes me think, like, when you look back and you hear about these families, or if you ever listen to like the show, how the one particular DJ on Sirius XM, very popular one, he used to have a guy on there that was talking about getting abducted by aliens. I thought he was just a crazy fool. Now they're saying these pictures are unidentified objects. They might be aliens. Was that guy not crazy?
Yeah, the guy from Blink 182, right? He got hold of this video first a couple years ago. He went on Joe Rogan. He sounded crazy as hell, and now the Department of Defense verified these videos. But like, I mean, it could just be like some super advanced aircraft that freaking like North Korea made, and you know what I mean? There could be like other. I hope aliens, but also I could just be a simpler answer, like some Korean or Russian plane that we didn't know about, and a couple of pilots that shouldn't have seen it saw it, and now the Department of Defense has to own up that they saw someone, or even our own vehicles. What if those were our own experimental aircraft, and the Department of Defense had to own up that something was there?
But why bring it out now? Why finally fess up to it now? All these years, we're talking like years ago. Why are they telling us now?
Well, it's very easy to shove it under the news right now. These things always come out like during crazy ass time. Like you'll always see. Well, I don't know about this, but this is just like a feeling I have. Like I feel like I always see like Pentagon confirms like 10-foot dick man. Like always like while it happened. Like always like during national crisis, it always seems to get buried under. So I get the whole conspiracy.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the aliens, Michelle? Do you have a feeling about that?
I don't know. I'm that person that watches like TV shows and believes what I see through there, like about how the government, controls everything, and I'm like, I don't know if I trust y'all. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but that's just me. So I'm just like, is it something that they're just throwing into the news to like distract us from something else? I feel like things are everywhere. Like my mom was saying, she's like, they were talking about the coronavirus every hour. There was always an update. There was always a national report. She's like, now it's just like she's like, it's dying down, and now it's the murder hornets. Now it's something else. So I'm very like, thus.
Well, like Albie was saying that, like the Blink 182 guy, you know, these aircraft, the unidentified aircraft that they're talking about was going so fast, but it was also turning while it was going fast. We don't know how to do that technically with our technology that we have now. So how can you explain that?
No, right. I can't. But I'm saying, like, yeah, it could be an alien, but it could also be like some advanced tech that maybe even our own government has, but the Pentagon's not going to confirm. But they were compelled to confirm that there was at least something unidentified in the video. I'm just saying, like, you know, you show somebody from 1830 a plane, they'll think it's magic. You know what I mean? It's the site, and you know, honestly, what the fuck do we know? Like, who are we to even like discuss like what's possible? Because we saw like a line in a news article that said this is not aeronautically possible. But whatever,
Right.
I guess you gotta trust people at some point.
True. All right. What about you, Vincent?
Well, like, it would be really funny if it turns out to be like Articuno or a Superman or something like that. But I totally believe in aliens. So
You got the oh man.
yeah, but I don't know. I've been believing in aliens for a long time. I didn't even need to see videos in order to be like, there's got to be something, you know. I just feel like the odds are better that they're there than that they're not. I don't have any.
Right.
I don't have things. I have a bunch of things that I would like to believe were done by aliens, but there's no way of saying that they were. And but I think that the chances are pretty good. I also think that it's kind of strange that they recently passed a large amount of money in the budget for a space force. And they've also have a television show coming out starring Steve Carell called Space Force. And all those things are in the news all at the same time. So it's kind of in the news to give a legitimacy to the need of a space force and to the idea of a space force in a television show. So it could be any source of propaganda there. I don't know.
Side note, Steve Carell, he also was a mailman at one point.
Was he really?
Yes. Okay, so now he's in the Space Force. One government agency to the next. Okay, all right. Little time in the office in between. Okay. Did you guys also hear about the Miami Beach Park? I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Hey, there's a lot of fog there in San Francisco right now. I thought the air quality was a little better, but Benjamin Lee was just saying that. I don't know if you know Richie and Benjamin Lease, the brothers.
I know they run that comic cure thing, but I don't know.
That fog is actually steam that's coming off of piles of human shit.
Whoa.
Oh, now we've got that. There you go. What are those? What is that? A little water on a leaf? There you go. Is that better? I hope they're enjoying this now. At least they know I'm paying attention to their comments on Facebook, which I'm multitasking. Woohoo! All right, so So over the weekend, Miami Beach Park opens, and after 2 days closes after 8,000 people broke the face covering and distance rules. So they closed it right back up. That's what's going to happen. It's our human nature that we just can't follow rules. Americans just can't follow rules, can we? Michelle?
No, clearly not. And you know what the is? They make us Floridians the worst, and then out of the Floridians, I don't know why I'm doing this. All the Miami people are even like worse. So
no, I saw a meme today, and I can't remember who did it to give them credit, but they said, yeah, all these people from Florida. I'm glad I'm from Miami. You know what I'm saying? But still, I mean,
right.
we've got our bunch down here. Are you kidding?
That just goes to show the reading level on that. You know what I mean?
What's that, Vincent?
What's the reading level on that guy that's thought he's in Miami? That says Miami in the headline. You know.
Yeah. What about you, Albie? What do you think? What do you think about the beach being closed, open and closed? We're not listening to rules. We're not going to follow any rules. That's basically gonna be the thing. No one's going to follow the rules. What's going to happen?
I just don't know why they even opened it. Like, what made them, like, at the board meeting? What told them? You know what? Yeah, no one's gonna go to the beach.
Well, they thought people would use it responsibly and go in groups.
No, this wasn't the beach. This was a park. A park right by my work, where I work on Miami Beach. A park. They weren't. Okay. They were giving out citations to people that were not wearing face masks and not doing social distancing.
Damn.
I hope they don't have to pay for those tickets, because most of these people aren't working now. They have no money. So what are they doing?
Yeah. No, they definitely shouldn't fine people, but they got to stop people. Like,
just people got to listen. It's really hard. It's really hard.
How was it? You're working. You're just wearing a mask? Do you wear gloves?
Yeah, I wear that mask that only they give me a mask that lasts for about half hour according to the write-ups on them. And then I have that on all day. That's the only mask they give me. Yeah. I take those surgical masks, the ones that I don't have one close by, but the ones that just go here, they're only supposedly good for like a half hour.
And like, are all like postal work issued?
What's
these?
that?
Are all postal work?
Both of y'all are talking. Albie, go ahead. Say again.
Like, are all like postal workers issued these? Like, it's just for the look?
Oh, no. They give us a new one every morning, but they only have one per day.
One per day. That's crazy.
And then they give us gloves, and they're like, I take two. I don't care if they hear this right now. I take two because I take one pair and I wear them on the street, which I wear them. And then when I get to lunch, I take them off, and then I have hand sanitizer so I can eat my lunch. And then I put the new pair on and wear those. And of course, I'm probably going like this because it's hot and sweaty, and I wear freaking glasses to read. I'm probably doing this all day long. So it really doesn't matter that I'm wearing gloves. I mean, really, if you think about it, I probably should just like whatever.
Frequently hand wash and use hand sanitizer is probably better than wearing gloves for the gloves.
How many times am I gonna do this with the hand sanitizer?
But as I'm saying, like, you don't really need to. Once you fill up the bag, right? You're gonna go around. You could touch a bunch of shit, and then you put hand sanitizer on before you pick your nose, and you'll be fine. Like you're. It's not like. It's serious and not serious at the same time. You're wearing a face mask because people are shitty and they won't cover their faces when they sneeze and cough and they yell in your face, and they don't realize that they're hawking their shit up on you. You know what I mean? Like, so you wear a mask to try to catch all that shit, and it's really only effective if everybody is doing it, because the mask doesn't stop you from it stops you from giving it to other people. So
yes.
If everybody wears the mask, it's fairly effective, and you should be able to go around and do a decent amount of shit. You're obviously not going to sit down and have lunch somewhere, but you can go and pick up some food with a mask on and leave. And they've shown great success in a lot of countries where everybody wears the mask and they follow the social distance, and they don't really need to lock down all that much, but their people are responsible and they follow those rules. Like, you see these protesters is like yelling in people's faces, like the total opposite thing that you want to be doing. You understand people want to get out there, but go out responsibly. It's like you're allowed to drink beer, but not behind the wheel of a fucking Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain lines that we draw, and people should just be a little bit more lax with what they're willing to give up in order to go out in public.
Vince, you're fired up tonight, and I know you are. I know you are.
It's a real thing, though. It's like a battle between like two stupid people. Like no matter what side you're on, you're stupidly on that side where it's like it's either all or nothing for the most part. Not you individually, but when you hear the argument. You know what I mean? The arguments are either 100% for or 100% against, and there's no reason. There's got to be the circumstance and shit. My grandma even said Like, she's happy that she's spry because she's almost 90 years old. And she said, what happens for a 90-year-old woman who's been stuck inside for 54 days and her fungi toe is all the way, her nails growing all the way underneath her foot, and she can't reach it, and she can't go to the salon for them to cut that bitch off, and she could barely walk on it because she got the fungi toe. You know, people don't think about stupid shit like that, but that could really make or break a 90-year-old woman's day, not being able to walk on an old busted toenail that you can't reach, and you need some like kind young woman to cut it off and paint it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things, you wouldn't consider that essential, but for that old lady, it's essential that she gets it done, right? So cut your grandma's fungi toe. That's the public service announcement. Give your brother a haircut, cut your grandma's fungi toe.
Give your brother a haircut and cut your grandma's fungi toe. Okay, all right. Sounds like so much fun. Okay, so
Vincent for president.
Vincent for president. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. Okay, so the other thing I saw, I literally saw this the other day at work. I saw two people wearing masks, and they still with the masks on, they did the Hialeah kiss. Do you know what I'm talking about? And they were wearing the masks. And I was like, really, just like, why don't you just dab or something? Why don't you, are we going to, I mean, really, come on. Really?
What is a kiss?
He just means like a normal,
like a normal Spanish, like hello, how you kiss each other on the cheeks and stuff like that. I was just calling it the Hialeah kiss. My bad. But it was just like, you're wearing the mat. It was ridiculous. I don't know. People are not going to learn to keep their distance. The idea is social distancing. So now you touched each other, and if one is sick, there's also a possibility you transferred this over to them. So even with the mask on, you're not doing the social distancing. So even with or without mask, you know, people are not understanding the importance of it. That's why it's probably going to be a long time before we're back to normal. A long time, just because people don't learn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead. I think that's all the time we've got tonight. Thanks for coming on Addressing It with the Mailman. Please subscribe to my channel. And before we go, I'd like to, Michelle, is there anything you would like to say about, like, where can I find you on social media?
Oh, I'm on Instagram. I'm that girl that has a bunch of pages. So you can find me at Michelle Castro Comedy. And on Facebook, Michelle Castro Comedy.
Okay. Thank you. And Albie, where can we find you?
Albie.Dominguez on Instagram. Very exciting stuff happening very soon. And we're in an improv group called Scene Pena Improv. You know, we got stuff on there. Go follow us, Scene Pena Improv. That's scene as in a movie scene. Pena as in shy in Spanish. Improv on Instagram. And yeah, Just the Funny. They got some live shows. Go check them out.
All right. And they are two funny people. I enjoy their comedy. I thank you so much for coming on the show. Sit tight for a second. Thank you for coming on the show. And of course, we've got Stand Up Jesus as usual, one of the usual suspects, and he was in full form tonight. Thanks for coming on the show. Remember to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Addressing It with the Mailman. The more followers I can get, the more people I can reach out to with this show. I appreciate all the help you give me. Thank you guys, and good night.